The starter's dead. Nice. There's a hill behind me, kind of hill-ish. I'm gonna see if I can get it up there and give it a pop start, push jump start, whatever you call it. And then I'm just gonna head straight to my Airbnb. So we'll see. Well, it's October 13th, 9 o'clock p.m. I'm in the garage. Not for lack of trying, let me tell you. So I made it about 50 miles up. Unfortunately, my chase vehicle was not able to make it, so I did the trip solo with a backpack and some tools. So yeah, that checkpoint was just gonna be, fuel up, calculate the gas mileage, get some water, do some stretches, and then just kind of see how the bike's doing. So I was there and I realized that the brake light wasn't working, so I was investigating that. I'm going to check the bulb first, then trace the wires back, but front and back switch don't work, so thankfully got my toolkit, hopefully everything I should need in there. The ground came loose, so I just gotta tighten that up. Hopefully it should be good. Hopefully. Oh yeah, And yeah, that oil leak is back. Let me get you in close for this one. I think it's coming from the starter. Yeah, it's dripping right there. And you can see I did a pretty terrible job of trying to RTV that. I noticed it was leaking before. I took a little trip. I put about 9 miles on it, just around town, and I saw this leak, and that's when I decided to put RTV in that joint. But I guess it didn't work. And it's also throwing oil out onto the front. Yeah. So while I was stranded at that 7-Eleven, I was trying to pop start the bike, right? And the first time I tried, I found this little downhill thing, put it in first, ran as fast as I could, pushed the thing, boom, pulled the clutch, and I got it running. I was like, yes! So I put the choke on. I had the thing revving at like 3,000 RPM. I just needed to keep it running, right? So I was like, okay, let's see if I can still make the event. It's only been about like half hour at this point. So I got an Airbnb. I was gonna be, all right, let's get to the Airbnb. Let's check it out. I can take a better look at it when I'm not at some 7-Eleven. Made it to the stoplight, stalled, started not working. Fantastic. So now at this point, I am in the middle of an intersection. It's starting to get populated with bikes because it's Biketoberfest. And I'm pushing this thing back into the 7-Eleven parking lot. Wherein I meet a couple of very, very nice, I don't know, maybe Mexican guys, Central American fellows. Super helpful. They just want to help out. They're like, hey man, let us push. And I tell you, they worked their butts off trying to help me push this thing like 4, 5, 6 times on the same hill. It just wasn't working. I couldn't get this thing popped again until one of the dudes was like, hey, let the small guy get on it. I mean, he hopped on it, looked comfortable. We pushed him. He got going. The rear tire locked up. And he went down. He dumped the bike with him on it, under it. So all of us scrambled to try to pull him up off underneath this bike, and my heart just sank. All this work, and this dude I don't know just dumps my bike into the cement at a 7-Eleven. So we got some markings up here on the front fender. We got some marks on the side of the headlight. The handlebars are all messed up, and the handlebars went into the side of the tank right above the A and gouged it out. I didn't even look at the back, but I don't know, the back looks all right. Yeah, you can see this got a mark on it too, pretty good. So spent all that time polishing and painting and prepping and sanding and all that. Don't even make it to the event, and the paint gets all screwed up. At this point, I'm like, no mas, gracias, no mas, está bien. It's all good. Yeah, this is it. Don't need no help no more. I push it back across the lot into the 7-Eleven, and I had all my bags. I get a protein bar, I get a drink, like an iced tea, and I fill up the tank, and that's where I do my calculation on my gas mileage. 38.5, not too bad, so that's all right. And that's about the time that this dude pulls up in a car. He's like, "You look like you're having trouble." Yeah. So we're messing around with the starter. I show him, I hit the button, nothing happens. And he's like, "Have you tried jumping it?" And yes, I have. And this was my tool of choice for trying to bypass the solenoid. You can see all the weld marks there on my knife. If I'm sitting here and doing this and going, right? And that's kind of when I noticed it's like I'm putting all this current through this knife and the starter's not even working. And that's when the dude notices the spark. And let me tell you, I should have known better. This little front lead here, see how it's bent up? Well, it wasn't before, and it was sparking through the bottom of that electrical tape. Basically, all the current straight from the battery wasn't making it to the starter. It was making it right here, and then it was grounding through this point right there, and not starting it. So I lifted that up, did it again, I'm good to go. I'm running. So that's it. I got it running. I had the enricher on. Yeah, we were chilling at like 3,000 RPM. Threw my jacket on, threw my bag on, threw my helmet on, thanked the guy, and I take off. I made it home. I had to baby it at stoplights, just keep it at 2,000 because I still haven't figured out the pilot jetting settings yet. And I figured, it would have been fine, but it wasn't. That was kind of the catalyst for using the starter so much. And that circuit right now isn't trustworthy, therefore I just made the call to come home. It's 50 miles, it's all right. A little disappointed, but anyway, thanks for listening to this rant. The rest of the videos on this will be out shortly. I just wanted to put this one out. I know I was looking forward to Biketoberfest, but there will not be any footage there. I'm gonna make the videos for the rest of this, leading up to this point, and I'm gonna try to avoid any talk of Biketoberfest because it wasn't gonna happen. But yep, next steps are I need a gasket and an O-ring for this starter, I believe. I'm gonna investigate a new starter solenoid. I'm gonna pull that side cover and really just make sure that everything is sealed and torqued to specification and everything's fine. So just more work. It's an old bike. Things happen. Anyway, thanks for watching.